I need a little bit of a big sip before we even start.
Oh yeah, yummy!
Hey Beauts, ItsnotCaroline here and welcome back to Fresh Fan Fiction. Oh my god, it's been so long since I've done a Fresh Fan Fiction and I've come prepared with a drink. This is strawberry lemonade gin with lemonade. I said that right. That's why it's very, very pink. So I realised that I have not done an anime one. I like anime. I'm a big fan of anime. I've only seen 3. She calls herself a big fan and she's only seen 3. Isn't that right, Crumble? Ridiculous. But I like it. Like, I'm sure I could get into more if I had the time, she says, during lockdown. Ridiculous. But, you know, I have other things that I like anime, okay? I'm not that much of a connoisseur. I'm like, I need to watch every single one. But I enjoy it. My favourite anime is Death Note. That's my favourite. And my favourite character in Death Note is L. So I've decided to read a fanfiction with L. I did the normal thing that I always do, where I go into Wattpad and I type in one shot Death Note Smut and see what comes up. And I found one. And it says, the love I feel, L/reader. So it's me/L, which is all I can ever ask for. I'm sure Jess is watching this thinking, you need to do one with Light and L. I will, Jess. I will do one with them too, because she loves a bit of gay smut. She lives for it. She loves gay anime, like fanfic. She just loves it. So I'll find one for you, Jess. But at the moment I'm doing this one. It literally just says, L doesn't get enough love. Here's some smutty one-shots. And, you know, I'm excited. Let's see how long some of these are. We could read a couple. It looks like she's done a few. This one says Femdon, in brackets, his birthday. I mean, I'm really ready for this. And I haven't read it, like you guys know. Like, I skim through and see if there's any dirty bits. And there is, so we'll read this and see how far we go. I'm excited. Okay. Don't be afraid, I whispered to Elle, stroking his soft porcelain cheek. He's very pale. I'll give her that. I'm sure if he took his shirt off, you could see his heart like a newborn fish. Nani? So he's a very pale human. I know you're experienced, but you're like this after a while. Elle's dark eyes stare up at me. The only light coming through the curtains was the moon's and making his eyes glimmer. Ooh. I can see it already. I could see the curiosity and fear. The great L was fearful? I suppose that, regardless of his intellect, no one for sure knew what it was like to lose your virginity. Is he a virgin? I don't know what, it's been so long since I've seen Death Note. Is it even mentioned? I don't think it's mentioned in the anime, because it has nothing to do with it. So, I don't know, but I mean, he's young, isn't he? God, it's been so long. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a young lad. No one for sure knew what it was like to lose your virginity until it actually happens. Damn right. So there I was, straddling him on his bed. I brush his hair and give Elle a deep kiss, running my other hand down his side. The detective tensed. Oh yeah, he's a detective, I forget. And looked up at me silently, but I don't stop. Will it hurt? He questioned. Will it hurt? For you? No, it won't hurt you because you have a dick. And it hurts us. Unless they think that I'm gonna penetrate him in this one. Let's read on, who knows? At first, yes. But don't worry, I've got you, baby. I bite his ear and palm him for his jeans. So, technically, this seems like it's pegging. Or I have a dick in this fanfiction. We'll see. Who knows? Ryazaki. Is that his name? I don't know. Was starting to become hard. Just to say L. Starting to become hard, and I saw the first sign of arousal on his face, where he doesn't allow emotions to be visible. I undressed myself and removed his shirt, immediately running my hand over his body. His skin was soft, but he was very skinny and unbelievably warm. You're so skinny. I can see all of your ribs. I could have counted his ribs if I wanted to. Are you gonna? You gonna sit there? Run your hand across it and count them? But I paid no mind to his body. Fuck your body. Don't care. Don't care. I'm having sex with you, but I don't give a shit about your body. Pay no mind. Pay no heed. I paid no mind to his body as I kissed and undressed him. This perfect man. Elle's hands ran through my hair as I kissed down his neck, his chest, his stomach, down to his jeans. You kissed his jeans? He can't feel that if you kiss his jeans. You can just feel a bit of pressure, but you can't feel the kissing. Jeans are a thick material. That denim is thick. Thick. He jerked slightly. I'm guessing because he was a little sensitive or ticklish. Elle was laying on his back, staring up at me. He wasn't used to being on the receiving end when it comes to anything sexual, but right now, he was a virgin. So, he's not used to anything. This is his first time. This is probably going to end up being his preference if this is what happens. So shut up. Right now, I needed him to feel special, wanted, and loved. I gave him a gentle smile as I unbuttoned his jeans, sliding them down past his thighs and off his body. Elle was now bare, skinny body and perfect erect cock before my eyes. Like a tent peg. Like a tent pole. Peg. Okay, let's carry on. The word cock just sounds so weird coming out of my mouth. Cock. It just doesn't sound sexy, it just sounds hilarious. Baby, you're so big, I whine with my hand around his anatomy. Absolutely stop. You don't have to use every word in the thesaurus. You don't have to change it every time. Just say cock, who cares? Elle again jerked and gasped from the feeling as I moved my hand and I kissed his tip to begin. He moved slightly before I wrapped my mouth around his head and suddenly his hips jerked upwards into my mouth. Jesus, knock her out. Calm down. His hips jerked upwards into my mouth and he covered his own after finally letting out a small moan. Oh, he covered his own mouth. I didn't hesitate to start hollowing my cheeks and moving my head up and down his legs. What?
Nani?
What? I'm sorry. What? You don't actually like... When I don't. Does anyone out there like actually suck in their cheeks? Weird. Moving my head up and down his leg, some of which was in my hand because he was too long to put all in my mouth. Then it's going to be really painful then if he has sex with you. If you're doing hand and whole of mouth and there's still room, he's huge. Elle sighed and let out small moans as I moved my head eagerly, hands now gone and only my mouth remained on his anatomy. I'm sick of anatomy, I'm sick of it. My hands held his hips down, fucking holding him in place. Don't move. Do not move. I want full control over you so I can have more control over him. Brilliant. I felt it throb every time I went down and one of his hands gripped my hair, but I liked it. Saucy minx. However, this was all he was going to get tonight, so... That's boring. What do you mean? What an absolute tease. That's what you're getting tonight, sorry. So finally I raised my head, still sucking as I came up, but I parted my mouth from his cock. I can hear weird noises and I feel like Elle's crawling across the floor towards me. It freaked me out. I raised my head but sucking as I came up, but I parted my mouth from his cock and crawled over to him, whispering in his ear, Are you ready for it? I trust you, he whispered to me, his legs on my hips as I prepared the strap on for him. I'm gonna fuck him in the arse, basically. This is what's happening. He's losing virginity to pegging. That's a strong thing to lose your virginity to. I mean, if you're into it, but how does he know he's into it? Because he's never... Okay, do you know what? We're just gonna carry on. It's not the kind of thing I'd do to someone, but this is pretend. This is make-believe, it's fine. You should. I know it's kind of scary, but you'll be okay, I respond. Then I get into a more comfortable position and look at him one more time before pushing the lubricated tip into him immediately. I'm just gonna... Immediately he tensed, lifted his head and yelled in pain. Then get out of him. He's clearly not liking it, but his fingernails dug into my shoulder before... Hold on. What kind of position am I doing? Oh, we're doing like a missionary anal. Okay. My fingernails dug into my shoulder. Before I could get even an inch in, so I stopped and waited. It took a little bit, but he finally nodded once I pushed in more, his fingernails leaving deeper marks on my shoulders, and finally I bottomed out. Elle relaxed slightly more, or about as much as he could before I began moving back then forward. This is so gross. It feels strange, Elle whispered. Oh, it feels strange. Does it? Does it? It's because you're losing your virginity to pegging. That's why it feels weird to you. Just wait, I tell him, then I kiss him as my hips moved. He was starting to like it. Oh yeah, because that's where the prostate is. As I could hear soft moans coming from his throat, when I put my head down near his shoulder, I shifted, then raised his legs slightly up to get him more used to it. Immediately he responded with a louder moan. Now's now dragging down my back. The strap-on was moving against my clit too. Oh my god! Oh my god! I read it so nonchalantly. I read it so quickly, so when it actually happens I'm like... Clit. The word clit. I don't know why it's so disgusting to hear. Oh, so I started sighing and feeling, eventually moaning with him. The sounds we made were like music, synchronized and beautiful. It's like a symphony. The harmony is just fabulous. Like an orchestra of sexual pleasure. Elle moved his hips with me as he shut his eyes tight, loving this new feeling inside of him. After a while, I knew I hit his good spot because he responded with that slightly louder groan. Arm now across his mouth to muffle it. I hit that same spot, going faster, my clit being more stimulated as I pressed harder against that one spot. Hold on, for starters, I thought she was like, this is all I'm giving him now. I'm only giving him head, I'm not doing anything else. And then she's fucking pegging him. Hard on the bed. Getting pleasure out of it herself. What is happening? Stick with your guns. If you only want to give him head, then just give him head. Where the fuck was I? And it wasn't long before he came with a muffled cry into his arm, and I pushed more into him to feel my own release, which was caused mostly by his overstimulated cries. I collapsed on top of him and held him close to my body, a thin sheet of sweat covering our bodies, but he returned to the same tired embrace. I kissed him one more time gently. Happy birthday, Elle. It was a birthday treat. Well, what a birthday treat for Elle. Pegging. Loses virginity on his birthday to pegging. Mazel tov. There you go, done. Got it, read it. It's finished, it's over. I won't be doing that again. So, my first ever anime fanfiction I've read on here was Elle getting pegged on his birthday. I hope you enjoyed it, because I did. And yes, Jess, I will make a Light and Elle one. I promise. Thank you so much for coming and seeing me today. Again, after every one of these videos, I am sorry. I am so sorry. I can only apologise. I'm so fucking sorry. I'm really sorry. Mum, I'm sorry. My mum hates these videos. She fucking hates them. I'm sorry, but they're just... Anyway, thank you so much for coming and seeing me today. I really appreciate it. Remember to push all those lovely little buttons at the bottom. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more of this weirdness. And I'll see all of you beautiful people in the next one. Bye, 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 bye. I should have made it a vodka. Needed something a little bit stronger.